time, we always like to have you. We would have taken tips on how to, with our smartphones and all of that. Maybe more from you. But we must thank you for coming. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Well, when we come back after this break, away from photography, we're going to be switching gears now to the issue of security. Bukola will be right on that virtual screen to bring you up to speed on how to be safe this Christmas. Some tips by a security consultant.
And since we're talking about photography, who knows, maybe your phone as a photography tool will be powerful enough to capture evidence to save you from attackers during this festive season. So let's talk about security now. And joining us on the program is our ever dependable guest who always comes through to give us tips, safety tips during this festive season and beyond. So who am I talking about? Mr. Ademola Adetuberu joins us this morning as security consultant. Mr. Adetuberu, I haven't forgotten the last time you were here when you told us about the need to have a pepper spray as a very important tool for protection. So let's expand the conversation this morning, starting off with concern about the need to protect ourselves during this festive season. What are those flash points, in key cities where we should be wary and, be extra cautious about our safety, and how can we protect ourselves?
Thank you so much for having me once again. I don't take this opportunity for granted. Thank you for having me. So back to your question, this festive season, this is a festive season, and festive season is a season of reflection, it's a season of bonding, it's a season of sharing time, spending time with families and friends. So definitely there's going to be a lot of programs, there's going to be a lot of travels, there's going to be a lot of events. So in the brevity of time that we have this morning, I will just run us through some tips that everyone should pay attention to and should work with. So starting with tips to keep your home safe. What are the tips you can employ to keep your home safe? The first is strengthen physical security. Strengthen physical security. What do I mean by strengthen physical security? Your gates, your doors, your windows, ensure that they are properly locked. Your gates are properly padlocked, right? So strengthen physical security. Also, take advantage of technology. What do we mean by take advantage of technology? Have sensor-driven technology in your home. Have your CCTV, have your alarms, just in case if there's an intruder trying to gain access into your property, probably when you've traveled, that will, the alarm that will go all out. Then also, you also want to create the illusion of occupancy. Create the illusion of occupancy in your home. Don't let everybody know that you've traveled. So you want to probably leave your car parked the way you've always done it, just to let passerby or anyone trying to come and get entrance, trying to, that has targeted your home, to let them know that it seems as if there's someone inside. Also, you also want to secure your valuables in your safe or bank deposit, your valuables, your jewelries, your cash, and all of that. You want to ensure that they are properly, safe. Then you want to turn off most appliances and light, because sometimes we have surge. And you are not at home. So what happens if there's a surge, from the PHCN? So you want to turn off most appliances. Now, let's look at precautions for fire hazards, especially with decorations. You don't want to use flammable decorations. Right? You want to make use of non-flammable decorations, to inspect lights. Inspect lights for damaged wires, because this is Nigeria, Africa, where some electricians just use naked wires, just put naked wires together. You don't want to do that. So one of the things you want to ensure, avoid making use of naked wires, even though they are temporary. Don't say because they are temporary. Keep fire extinguishers in accessible locations, make them close. Place candles away from flammable materials and never leave them unattended, right? Then avoid plugging too many devices in one outlet. You want to make sure you do that. And the last one, security measures for you to employ, during crowded events or shopping. Know your environment, just as banks will say KYC, know your customers. In security also, you want to know your environment. That is situational awareness. We cannot stop talking about being observation. Don't forget, once there is no concentration, avoidance is inevitable, right? Avoid paying with large cash. In case you are able to get cash, avoid paying with large cash. When you go shopping, you want to probably make use of digital payment, right? Park in well-lit areas. Avoid distractions when walking to your vehicle. Park in well-lit areas so that you're not robbed. Then you also want to teach your children about safety, about the rudiments, the basics of security, right? To stay close to you, and you, the parent, also be responsible. Be responsible. So it's so important, you pay attention to all of these tips at
a very key safety tip. Yeah, Mr. Ademola, a very key safety tip you just gave us there about the possibility of power surges, and for us to remember to switch off, electricity sockets that are not in use at home. From discos now, not PHCN, discos. But talk to us about the use of fire extinguishers. Some just have it in offices and homes and they don't know how to use it. Is there any simple to-do approach to deploying fire extinguishers just in case they happen to need it, particularly during this Harmattan season? Very quickly.
So thank you so much for that question. Fire extinguisher is the easiest to use. However, it takes a lot of simulation, practices. Practice makes perfect. So if you have never used it before, you've never tried, if there's a fire, you're unlikely not to be successful in the use of it. So all you just want to do, like I've said, keep fire extinguishers in locations around. All you want to do, practice it. It's just easy. Remove the knob, and aim and release. That's it. Remove the knob. Once you remove the knob, you press the handle, aim and release. Of course, fear, it's so important. You have to work on your fear level. But like I've said, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. All you just have to do, practice a lot of simulations, even with our kids, with our children at home, at the office. Don't just have them as decoration tools on our walls. No, that's not what fire extinguishers are for. It's so important that everyone, and don't rely on, you call the fire service, right? It's something you should be able to do yourself.
All right. Remove the knob, aim and release. Mr. Ademola Adedferu, thank you so much, security consultant. Thank you for the safety tips that you bring to us regularly.